What's up, everybody? And we are back with a brand new edition, of course. What we're not going to do is talk about my atrocity of a hair day I'm having today. We're just going to ignore all that, okay? I don't know why the bangs are falling so flat. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It's a mess. It's a mess, but that's all right. Because, on a side note, I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning to, Miranda, what did you do? I woke up this morning to, another smoke detector going off downstairs this time. I was like, what in the fuck? Oh, it's Sabrina, long time no talk, bitch. And so, yeah, it was not the vibe. I was not the vibe. So all of them have finally been replaced. Yes. Thank God for TVs. Any hoot nanner, I did not even introduce myself. My name is Jen. I am your manifestation bestie. So where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and everything else to work in your favor. So I know that sounds good. You click that follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're watching from. Also, I manifested my SP back from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. So I'm here to help you do the same, and I'm good at it. Okay, I'm here to get you movement. I'm here to get you results. Okay, we're getting movement like every day. This shit is lit. Okay. So if you're interested in having me manifest your SP for you, or you want to work with me one-on-one to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, all links are in my bio or description. What up, Nicole Bestie and Taylor Maroon? What up, sister? Oh yeah, we also have a WhatsApp community as well. We also have a text coaching, guided meditations, hypnosis audios, all the things. What up, Sab? Hey, Tamaya. What up, Elena, girlfriend? So I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, you can always catch the replay on the tube of the U. Okay, while you're there, subscribe, watch them, and implement them, because I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. So, Sab, you're on fire, sister. So there's that part, okay? Oh, right. We talk mainly about SPs around here. If you don't like it, scroll to the next. If you have any questions about SPs, that's why I'm here 7 days a week. So drop it in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer you. It's not exclusive to SPs. If you want to know how to manifest business success, money, weight loss, all the things, health, all that shit, I've done it all. Okay. If you want to know how to manifest on a time crunch, I've done that too. I'm good at it. Okay. So I'm here to help you be good at all things too. Also, we have a friendly competition or contest every single day on TikTok, where if you repost this live, share the live, do all the things, then you will be entered to win some amazing prizes. Yesterday, we gave away a coaching session. So what? Oh, right. And in case you're wondering, no, if you have a coaching, if you've had one before, it doesn't mean you're not qualified. That's not the case. Okay? Okay. Now, Miranda, let's see what the fuck you did, bitch. I was scrolling on TikTok. What up, Lindsay? Thank you, sister. I was scrolling on TikTok and saw a TikTok of SP and Getter Trash and texted SP. But then you say you weren't mean. What the fuck did you text SP? Sis. Okay. Hey, CC Bestie. What did you text him? I need to know that. Okay. Oh, harassment. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm looking to see the rest of your response. I'm still persisting and forgave myself for that. I just knew right after I shouldn't have reacted. Okay, well, here's the thing. You don't need to react to the 3D. So yes, you reacted and you forced the 3D. So don't do that. But there's this thing, I don't know if it's the same on Apples, but I know on Androids, when you send a text, there's this thing called delete. So if it hasn't been read yet, you could have easily deleted the text. Okay. So therefore they didn't see it. Okay. And sometimes that gets their attention because now you're in a different headspace. Okay. Like I texted my boyfriend something the other day that I thought was funny, and then I deleted the text. Because I remembered what he had said about it. And so I deleted it. And then what did he do? Called me. Like, hey, I saw you sent a text, but you deleted it. What did it say? Right? Then I had to tell him. But for you, then you're like, oh, I was just seeing, I was just checking. I just wanted to see how you were doing. There's that. Okay. You could have easily done that. Now, Courtney, let's talk, sis. What's up, Yoselli? He keeps texting and no idea how to respond as he has no idea about surgery yet. Hi, Jillian, girlfriend. Okay. Is there another part to this? Another part to this? Let me read. Oh, good Lord. Let me, what up, baby girlfriend? Hey, Tyrese. Okay, Elena, we'll speak tomorrow ASAP. I have a shit ton of calls because I had something come up yesterday. And then I disappeared on Bevy and she thought I was dead. Thank you. I think it's very fun to manifest for people. I love it personally. Okay, Courtney, I'd have to see what your message said. But here's the thing. A lot of you guys, like I just got off the phone with Sabrina. What up, Sergeant? And and so I'll mention this. Well, I'll mention it in a second. Let me answer some questions, then we'll get into a topic of discussion where you guys be stressing yourself out and overthinking for no goddamn reason at all. My 3D is being so not what I'm manifesting. I'm with her and I'm persisting. Okay. Luke. Who gives a shit? Who cares what's in your 3D right now, okay? Who cares what's in your 3D right now? Because it doesn't mean that nothing is going on in the back end. Now, if you're saying you're with her and you're persisting, is that like, are you actually, and you can pin your comment, are you actually with her? Or is that your version of living in the end? Because if that's the case, that's part of the problem. Okay, it's part of the problem. Is living in the end of being together when you're in completely no contact. Okay, because people, well, you're not fucking blind, right? You're not blind, so you can see the 3D. And so we end up putting fillers in the 3D. We end up assigning meaning in the 3D that doesn't benefit you. And so you're like, the 3D is showing me the opposite. And here's the thing. Okay, maybe we all need to take one giant step back and be like, what the fuck is the 3D showing you that's the opposite? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys would be like, I'm seeing nothing in the 3D. How do you fucking know? How do you know? You know what I'm saying? You don't have spy cams all over their fucking place. You know, truckers on their car, all that shit. Like phone bugs in their car. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have any of that shit. So how the hell do you know that your 3D is showing you the opposite? But you keep identifying with that. You guys love to identify with that shit. Like, the 3D shows you the opposite. 3D showing me the opposite. 3D showing me the opposite. Stop doing that. Stop reacting. If something is said to you, again, that you don't like or want to hear, I don't know what the fuck they said. No, I don't believe that. Tell yourself that. No, I don't believe that. Right? Because you don't want to believe it. Okay? So when you tell yourself the opposite. It's the quickest way to reframe. So if you're replaying what they told you at the breakup or whatever, it's like, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I know how he feels about me. Okay? And you flip it. But I don't know where you guys are so stuck on the 3D is showing me the opposite. I'm not seeing any movement. The 3D is showing me the opposite. Bitch, for all you fucking know, they could be talking about you to their family, to their friends. They could be thinking about you right now. They probably are thinking about you right now. They could be going and looking at your photos. They could be stalking you online, looking at all your shit. They could be in their mind contemplating right now. They could be in their mind thinking about you and getting back together and all the happy times you had. But you don't fucking know that shit. I do, because I fucking said so. You guys need to stop reacting. Stop reacting in your thoughts. I don't care what comes out of their mouth. I don't care. I went through something yesterday on the spot and I could have easily reacted. But for what? For what purpose? Because I tell you guys, if I hear something I don't like and I don't give a fuck who it's from, then nope, I don't believe that. Nope, don't believe it. Right? This is non-SP related, but whenever I even in my relationship, when me and my boyfriend were back in contact, if I heard something I didn't like, I don't believe that. Nope, I don't believe that. But here's what I do believe, what I choose to believe. Here's what I do accept, what I choose to accept. Remember, I told you guys yesterday, you have choices. You have choices. And every day you have a decision to make. You have a choice. And you're constantly making choices, but they're not the ones that are benefiting you. But I love you, Sab. I love you. Yeah, and now you're seeing how quickly things can push out in your 3D when you change your mentality about it. Right? When you change your mentality about it, you start being, optimistic for a change. Who wants to think that they're going to have a shitty ass life? Who wants to fucking think that way? Versus dreaming about how things could be different. How things could be different. But you guys are choosing every day to get your fucking panties in a fucking bunch and get all in your feelings about it. Yes, Jillian, that's fine. You can say that if you tend to overthink. Yeah, you can say that. Nope, I know exactly how he feels about me. Yep, nope, I don't believe that. Negative thought comes in. I don't believe that. Nope, I don't believe that. And then say what you choose to believe instead. What you choose to believe instead. Because it's only feedback for you. Whatever they're saying, then you're like, okay, cool. Well, now I'm going to flip that shit. Thank you for giving me the leverage. Thank you for telling me where you're at and where I'm going wrong in my mind. So now I'm going to go ahead and sort that out. And I'm going to tell myself the opposite. The opposite. I lose, like I was talking today, is that, I just get lost in relationships and I lose myself and I don't want to do that. Well, nope. Now he finds himself every time he's in a relationship with me. Yeah. Yep. In our relationship, he finds himself. He loves that he can be himself. And I make his life better, right? All that shit because of what he said. Now you just flip it over and over and over again. Oh, you sent him a message that says you didn't deserve that, and I know they still love me. I know he still loves me, and how it's only been a few months. That's what you messaged him, Miranda? How'd that work out for you? And you knew you shouldn't have said that because you're saying I didn't deserve that, which means you haven't let go of the past. You haven't dropped the old story. You haven't let go of the past. Because you're sitting there saying, you're being the victim. You're being the victim. You went on TikTok. He did not send you that to your DMs, did he? No. Did he text you with a picture of him in gutter trash? Nope. Didn't do that either. You went and saw it. And you chose to react to it. And saying that you didn't deserve what? Him being with gutter trash? No, obviously, that's like the given, okay? Obviously, you didn't deserve that shit. But change it. Change it. You can't change it if you're the victim in your own reality and telling yourself that he still loves you and you didn't deserve that. Like, come on. You are now becoming a stressor for him. You're becoming a stressor. And so why would you want to do that? You don't want to be the reason. You don't want to be the person. You never want to be the person that creates chaos in their life. You don't. Because if you're that person that wants to create chaos in their life, well, then guess what you're going to get? Them pulling back. Because they don't want that shit. Who the fuck wants, unless you're like 12, who the hell wants drama in their life? I don't. I don't do drama. I don't do drama. I don't need to verbalize shit. I don't need to do any of that. It's a very freeing experience when you try it out. When you try it out, it's a very freeing experience when you're just like, no, why am I going to sit there because I told you, I could have reacted to something I heard yesterday, but for what? What am I going to sit there and literally go down this whole ass fucking rabbit hole of replaying over and over and over again? Why would I do that? Is that going to make me feel better? No. So why would I do that? So instead I change it. I change it. I change it. I change it. I had a lot of great things happen to me actually yesterday. After this whole thing I had to deal with, I had a lot of amazing things happened to me yesterday. You know, a lot of great things. And you can change anybody and anything. So me and my mom had a challenging relationship recently, and I decided that I always say this. I said I can change my assumption about her, but it's just not on it's just not on my priority spectrum at the current second. Okay, like that's how I looked at it. I said it's just not on the priority spectrum right now. But when it gets there, it'll get there. Thanks, Yoselli. Well, bitch. Last Thursday, it became very much on the priority spectrum. Priority numero uno. And so I just started describing her differently. Like, I want my mom back. I love my mom. I love the relationship we had. Okay? Because we've always been really close. We've always been best friends. Right? That's right. I didn't dwell on it. Okay? I wasn't affirming because I told you there's a lot of things that you don't have resistance to that you really don't have to affirm like that. Okay? Or have that many inner conversations. But that's how I started simply describing my relationship with my mother. And then what happened? Within what the fuck is today? I don't even know what today is. Tuesday. Yeah, as of Tuesday, everything changed. Everything changed. She came over yesterday. She took my daughter to a water park, and she came over yesterday. We had a great conversation. All that shit, just like the old times. Just like the old times, when all I was getting from her before was nothing but an attitude. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to talk to her. But now we have a great relationship. And so that's, and then we talked for another hour on the phone last night. That's how quickly people change. If you get a fucking grip. What up, Marisol? I love you too, girl. So why don't you get a grip? Girl, Miranda, stay off the fucking text. You respect them? No, you fucking don't. You respect who? Your boyfriend, that's about it. I respect them. No. Actually, he fucking hates her. That's right, Sab. That's right, girl. When somebody like Sab starts taking my advice, you start to see things quickly appearing. You know, what you focus on expands, right? And so if you focus on the negative, what do you tend to get more of? Care to guess? The negative. But if you start focusing on the positive, what do you think you're going to get more of? The positive. So, how's that a hard decision to make? How is that a hard decision to make when you can literally change everything in one splickety-split seconds? My SP wants and needs me, and my thoughts, I need her back. I don't know what to do. No, you don't need her back. You want her back. There's a difference, okay? There's a difference. So you need to get a grip. You need to get a grip, and you need to, she wants and needs you, yes. And I want her back, but stop saying back. Like, she'll do anything to be with me, period. You need to start coming from a place of, like, we need to be together to, no, I'm the best thing in your fucking life, so get a grip. And call me, honey. Call me, because I know you can't stop thinking about me, because like I'm telling you, everything is a goddamn sign. Everything's a sign. I had the strangest dream. Of course, my boyfriend's in my dreams every night, right? But I had the wildest dream last night, and usually I don't remember much of my dreams. I told you guys, I only care about the characters of my dreams. That's it. And so I don't read into dreams like that. But I remembered, this may sound weird. Okay, well, dreams are weird. That's why I said I don't know why you decipher dreams. We were somewhere at like a resort. It was me, my boyfriend, and my family. And there was an alligator on the loose. Like a giant alligator. Like Lao crocodile alligator. On the loose. And it came up behind my boyfriend, and it bit a chunk of his shoulder off. Yeah, I remember this. A chunk of his shoulder off. And I was like, oh. And so we ran away, right? And then because it's my fucking dream, he went to go open his mouth like he was going to bite me. And I like held his mouth up and I had my whole family run past and into the room. And I'm like, we're not fucking leaving this room. Then I woke up to go to the bathroom. Then I went back to sleep, fell asleep in one affirmation again for my SP and then for my boyfriend. And then then I had another dream where we were like at some kind of event and he was bringing me all kinds of food, all that shit, right? So I remember these dreams. So I'm scrolling on Instagram, and what do you think I see? A crocodile. Like a big ass alligator with his mouth open, and there was a man in front of him, and I'm like, that's my sign, bitch. I was like, oh, and I laughed at it because I was like, oh my God, that's totally my sign. Right, totally my sign. And so that's the attitude you guys should be having. What the fuck is wrong with you? Just letting you know. It's the attitude you should be having. Okay? SP broke no contact, but doesn't know what happened with my surgery yet. I'll definitely read your messages, Courtney, because that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. But it's not a tricky one. I won't create that assumption in you. But I love a good challenge. Okay? But what I need you right now to do is start thinking about how he's going to respond to that. Right? And I don't mean in a negative way. I mean, start really consuming your thoughts right now with how you expect him to react to this. Right? How you expect him to react to this. And I'm petty as fuck. So I'd make him feel guilty. With all the stress I was under, right? With all the, like with everything with all the stress that I was under, right? This is what happened. But the good news is, and then position it with the good news, right? But the good news is the doctor did ensure that that I won't need this anymore, right? That it's all going to be like, that this, like what we talked about, how that everything else is now going to be positive, and because you actually found the problem, things like that is what I would do. I told Sabrina, I said, why are you on my frequently contacted list? I said, we must talk too often. Oh, all right, flashy. Can I just do a coaching call daily instead of listening to live? People just don't get it. Yeah, flashy, serious. Seriously. I'm not fazed by the 3D. Good. I'm glad you're not fazed by the 3D. That's right. Because when you stop, you need to take a page out of Sab's book, guys. Because when you stop reacting to the 3D and when you stop getting in your own head and complaining and living an old victim mentality, everything changes. Everything changes in one hot ass little second. And then you use that and you're like, oh, okay, sick. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes. And I don't give a fuck what's in my 3D. If it ain't what I want to see or it ain't what I want to hear, do you think I care? Nope. No, not at all. But then again, I obsess over my stuff. I told you that. If it ensures that I get what I want tomorrow, that's exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. I've been affirming and then forgetting about it as if it's already there. Is that good? Yes, Sergeant. It is good as long as you don't waver from that. There's a lot of things that we have to realize, that things that we say in an inner conversation or affirming, we have to, in an inner conversation, you have to think you have to be clear on what you're saying, what you're implying, okay, through what you're saying. Because there's often times where you'll be like, okay, well, I got that, but that's not what I meant, right? So it's kind of like you're expecting them to contact you, right, to call you, but you're still looking at him like an asshole and think he's rude and stuff like that. So then you get contact, but it's like, okay, I got contact, but that wasn't the kind of contact I wanted. Right. So you should probably so you need to be specific about it. Right. There's something that I manifested yesterday. Uh-huh. Because I told you if I ever throw anything out on a time crunch, I don't think about the date again. I know the date, obviously, but I don't think about the date again. So I manifested something yesterday at a time crunch, and it was half of my manifestation. Why? Because I wasn't clear. I wasn't clear on what I said. So, or how I said it. So, did it manifest how I said it? Yes, it did. Fully, actually. But it wasn't how I wanted it. So now, up in here, we got to go back. We have to clarify. Like, okay, cool. So that's why I said it's half of manifestation, because it's like, okay, so this thing manifested on the day that I did, but the other half did not. So that's fine. So now I'm going to get the other half. Yes. But hurdle number one, out the way. Because there is no circumstance too great, and circumstances don't fucking matter. Circumstances don't matter. So there's that part. Thanks, Tyrese. Okay, so you guys can really get that, because you guys will see that. BG, many movements, and we won't start the work together. And we won't start the work together yet. You're amazing. Well, thank you. And where the fuck were you, by the way? Where were you? Yeah, I called you out because I believe we were supposed to have our call the beginning of this week. I don't fucking know, but you weren't on it. That's all I do know. I'll reach out to you. We'll get you rescheduled if you're not already. But I'm loving your movements. Snaps to BG, snaps to Sab, snaps to BG, and snaps to Sab. What up, Ray? So that's what you have to see. Movements always happening, and you guys are getting in your own fucking way because you guys are getting your panties in a tussle, not doing what I fucking say. I try to make it as easy as fucking possible for you. I try to make it as easy as possible for you. If you would just get a grip and do what I say. You know, you guys are so many of you in the fucking WhatsApp group identify with anxiety. It's my anxiety. I've never heard anxiety so much in my entire fucking life, other than when I talk to my hypnotist friend, and that's because he's the anxiety relief guy. But I never heard that shit so much in my entire life until finally I had enough and went in there and said, when is now a good time to stop identifying as having anxiety? Stop identifying with that. Stop identifying with anxious thoughts, because guess what you're going to continue to have? Anxious thoughts. Okay. These are all inner conversations you're having. Okay. Remember to type something out. It's an inner conversation. So you better flip it. When you type it in the comments, flip it. That would be my recommendation to you. Okay. Is to flip it, because, there's so many times where you guys say things that you don't understand are creating assumptions in you that keep it there in place. So you'll be like, how can I turn my negative? I just can't. How can I quiet my mind? I can't turn my negative thoughts off. Care to guess why you still can't turn your negative thoughts off? Because you keep telling yourself that. You are constantly telling yourself that shit. And it's not helping you. Like, my anxiety, oh my God, my anxiety. Okay, well then now you're going to continue to have anxiety. Or you can be like Sab, who manifested her anxiety away and her panic attacks too. Because it is in your mind. It's all in your mind. And as long as you keep identifying with all that shit, then that's exactly what's going to happen is, I have so many negative thoughts. Okay, well, like, who wants to do that shit? Who wants to do that shit? Not me. So yes, that thought transmission goes all directions, okay? It goes all directions when, again, you don't have resistance to it, okay? So, or when you lower the resistance, should I say. So basically, like, thought, the way that works is it flips. It flips. It becomes their idea. Okay? Just like when they have a thought about you, it flips and becomes your idea. This is why you pay attention to your thoughts. Okay? Because they're not all your thoughts. Duh. Because it's not like, oh, I can control my mind and I can transmit thoughts, but no one else can send them to me. No, that's not how that works. Okay. So you need to learn to control them. So when you are like, you want somebody to call you back, you can be like, they're going to call me back right now. I totally know they're actually going to give me that role. Why wouldn't they? I'm the best candidate they have. Right? Then all of a sudden they get the idea of, I think we want to hire this person. I think we're going to call them back. I think we're going to go with them. Right? Like I get approved for, welcome to Mo. I get approved for every contract I give. Then at some point, or you go there and you give them a bid and they're like, I'll call you back. In your mind, you're giving me that contract. Yeah, you're going to give me that contract. And now they get the idea to give you that contract. Okay. Just like with SP, when you're talking to SP because anytime you think about your SP, you are talking to your SP. So what are you thinking about when it comes to your SP? Which is why you can control, which is why we do the photo method, because right now you're transferring thoughts every time you think about your SP. However, when you look at their photo, you're controlling what thoughts are transferring to your SP. Because when you look at their photo, you're like, you're calling me right now. You're going to call me today. You're going to call me today, right? You know exactly how you feel about me. You absolutely know that you want to be in a relationship with me, right? Now you're controlling the thoughts going to them, right? Same with inner conversations. And so they get that thought like, I do love her. Like, fuck, I can't stop thinking about her. Like, I do want to be with her. You know, I do want, this is what I want. It's their choice. This is why we don't verbalize, because when you verbalize, it's a command. When it's there, but there's ways to verbalize where it's still their choice. Okay. But you're not nearly ready for that yet. But when you think about it, it now becomes their thought, their choice, their decision. Okay. So that's why I said when people are like, but also when they're thinking about something when it comes to you, it also becomes your thought, your choice, your decision. So oftentimes when you have no proof of gutter trash at all, but all of a sudden you're thinking, what if they're talking to someone else? Like let's say you're like going about your day and all of a sudden you have a random thought, like what if they're talking to someone else? That's likely not your thought at all. It's their thought. What if she's talking to someone else? That transfers over to you. Okay, it flips. So now you're thinking they might be talking to someone else when they're not thinking, they're not, they're just, they weren't at that time. They're thinking, what if you've moved on? What if you're happy with someone else? These different things that you'll think about randomly. And that's because it's their thought. So if you would flip it and be like, absolutely not. Nope. He'll do anything to be with me. I'm the love of his life. I'm literally the love of his life. He loves me so much. You know, we're great. We have the perfect relationship together. You know, then that thought transfers back to him. Okay. So you want to shove it out. But the reason, and he can keep that thought. What if she's talking to someone else? Who gives a shit? That's why you don't have to flip and be like, no, honey, I'm not. Okay. You don't do that. But you have to understand that it may not be your thought. That is why you flip the thought. Okay. Instead of you guys taking it and running with it and being like, oh my God, I had this thought. Now I got to go search on social media. And now it's consuming me. Now I can't get it out of my mind that what if they're talking to someone else when it wasn't even your fucking thought to begin with? But you took it as your own. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. That is thought transmission. That's why you can literally walk into a job and look at your boss dead ass in his face and be like, you're giving me a raise. Not verbally, but you're giving me a raise. Yeah, I'm the best employee you have. You're giving me a raise. And they will. They will. You don't even have to say, you don't even have to look at them in their face. Like, yeah, my boss is giving me a raise. And they will. I told you my brother got 2 raises in 30 days after being denied for a raise in his face, after being told no to his face. Within 48, and he had gotten no raises at all in 4 years. in 4 years, he got no reply at all, or he got no raise at all and then he decided to ask. Oh, welcome to us. Like I knew you were here. And then he decided to ask for a raise and he was told fucking no. And then, so I told him, I said, who gives a fuck what he told you? And this is well before I was aware of manifestation. But I know the subconscious mind. So I said, here's what I want you to do. I said, every day you go into work, I want you to tell him, you're giving me that raise. He's like, fine. And if you think my brother robotically affirmed it, no, the fuck he didn't. Okay. So he's like the laziest man on the planet. So he had no resistance because he was told no. So he was like, fine, I'll do it, whatever. So he did it. He probably said it, honestly, he probably said it like one time. Okay. And he kept it pushing. He didn't think about it again. And then boom, raise. And then he's like, oh shit. And so he did it again. Boom, second raise, less than 30 days later. That's how that works. That's how thought transmission works. And there is no one, if you have clients that you haven't heard from, no. They're just busy right now, but they're going to call me back. Yeah, they're definitely going to call me back. They're just busy right now. And then boom. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just busy. But I've been meaning to call you back. Look at that. Just Nikki. Snaps for Just Nikki. She says, because of you, she said, hey, Jen, because of you, someone at work who was mean to me has been so kind to me and talkative. And that, again, is thought transmission, Sab. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? When you can literally just focus on having natural inner conversations about how amazing our life is together and how everyone in the world is just so fucking nice to me. Everybody loves me. Everybody loves me. Like I said, I had people were introducing themselves to me yesterday, all kinds of things. I got a bottle of wine as a gift yesterday. Yeah, the gifts just keep on coming. He was like, I'm assuming you're a wine drinker. I was like, it's like you know me. And I'm a wine drinker. I'm a red wine drinker or a house Chardonnay drinker. I'm not a Merlot drinker though. But I never understood the concept of red wine at first because I was like, who the fuck wants warm wine? That's disgusting. So when I first started drinking red wine, I would put ice cubes in it. And then when I went to wineries, like I would join a wine club and I would drink like the sweet wine. And then I tried it the other day and I was like, it's so disgusting. It's like a sugar candy. It was so disgusting. I was like, I've evolved. I'm such a big girl now. I'm drinking house Chardonnay. And yes, I do house Chardonnay because who the fuck is going to spend? All I care is for the turn. Ooh, Mina, that sounds fun. All I care about is for the head change, okay? We're not drinking it because, well, so I don't need to spend $40 for a glass of wine when it's going to give me the same result as 1 for $12. And don't even, how dare you be like, would you like a 6 or 9 ounce? It's like, what kind of question is that? 9, obviously. How thought transmission works like mine. Okay, I saw him. My advice is literally the best. Thank you. I know what I'm talking about. So I don't know when you guys are going to stop, start understanding that and start implementing and get out of your own fucking head. Because it's really annoying me. My throat is dry today because I've been yelling at people. But no, it's not. It's completely moist. Is that a thing? I think that's a thing. How do we stop concentrating on time? Like telling myself it's been 4 years now. I mean, okay. So if you're concentrating on time, like it's been 4 years now, then you should leverage that. That's what I would do. I would leverage, okay? So instead of saying it's been 4 years since we haven't spoken or been together, why don't you be like, we have had the best relationship. It's been 4 years and we've had the best relationship. Why don't you say that? Instead of being like, it's been 2 months since we last talked. It'd be like, no, we've had the best conversations for the past 2 months. Leverage the time if you're going to insist on focusing on the time. But I never thought about the time. I never thought about it. And if I ever did, I'd be like, no. I mean, I don't, no, I'm pretty sure I never did. But even if you did, then you just tell yourself the fucking opposite. Like, no. 4 years. No, actually, absolutely not. In fact, he's done nothing but we've had the best relationship for 4 years, for the past 4 years. Where I just flip it when you think about the time, then leverage what you said and make it work for you. You all should do that. That's a good ass idea. That's a good ass idea for you guys to start leveraging the time. If you can't fucking stop focusing on the time, you may as well benefit from that shit. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I would do. I would benefit from it. What up, Spaz? Thank you, Sab. That's not weird. Thank you. I love a good compliment. That's right, Sergeant. That's all right. I just keep saying that text doesn't matter and we are getting back together no matter what. What are you fucking talking about? I mean, hey, Rob. I mean, okay, here's the thing, Sab. Miranda. You're saying, you're wording something in a way. I mean, text doesn't matter. I mean, to be quite frank. But you're wording something in a way that you're trying to protect yourself, okay? You're trying to protect your feelings by justifying, if that makes sense. So instead of wanting a text back, you're like, text doesn't matter. It's not important. Like a text does matter to people. Okay, because you have to look at it this way. Yeah, you're getting back together no matter what, like right now. We're getting back together right now. Okay? But what you're saying isn't in alignment with that. Because don't you think in order for you to get back together, you're going to have to talk? Right? You're going to have to get back into communication. So what the fuck? So saying a text doesn't matter, I wouldn't say that at all. I'd be like, no, he's going to text me back and he's always sending me the most sweet, loving text in the fucking world. That's what I would be saying instead of a text doesn't matter, because you're going to have to get back into communication. Duh, bitch. Duh. Come on. Come on. That's where I tell you have to, yes, his reaction assumption. Yes. And wording it, Courtney, in a way that is, you need to word it in a way that you end it on a positive note. Okay. On a positive note where it's, here's the good part, and so forth. And then seeing him as being the most sympathetic, understanding man in the world, because we're going to break the pattern of how he reacted the first time. Okay. So you can't react. You have to tell yourself something different and you can't keep thinking about how he reacted the first time, the things he said the first time. You can't do that, because you're just going to have history repeat itself. We don't want that. SP broke up 3 months ago, and we still text that he still texts that he loves you and told me the pictures I post upset him. Well, what pictures are you posting? But who cares? Who gives a fuck what he said? So, first of all, your SP and you are great. You're doing great. Okay. I want you to think about what he told you at the time of the breakup. What did he say at the time of the breakup? Because he's already told you the problem. Okay, every one of your SPs has already told you the problem. So you need to tell a different story. I told you guys that what they said at the breakup is key. It's very key, because it's telling you the problem. So you need to clarify the problem in your mind. Okay. So obviously he loves you. You know this. Okay. Classic example, guys, of why I tell you when you affirm for love, it needs to be backed by an action. By an action. Okay. Because people are told every day, I love you, but. So you SP broke up 3 months ago. He still texts and tells you that he loves you. I want you to think about what he told you at the time of the breakup. Okay, and and flip what he's saying. But the pictures I post upset him. Okay, cool, motherfucker. No, actually, you love every post I make. You literally love every post I put up. He loves every post I make. He doesn't care. He loves them all. Okay, so tell yourself something different, but think about what he said at the breakup, and you want to flip that. You need to flip it because you need to clarify, because they beg you to get clear in your thoughts. A lot of times they've told you that too. Please, I need to know what you're thinking. Oh, you do. Or I'm confused. I don't know what I want. This, that, and the fucking third. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Me. That's what you want, right? So you need to think about that. Tyrese, instead of going down the rabbit hole of, because oftentimes I'll ask you that on a call with me, what did they say at the time of breakup? Because we put that in the story of your SP. We flip it, obviously, and put it in the story of your SP. Is whatever they told you at the time of breakup, they've already told you how to create the makeup. Because they told you what the problem is. Hence the reason for the breakup. Like, we can't be together because of this, or I'm making the decision because of this. Okay, sick. Thank you so much for the feedback. And now I'm going to flip that in my mind and get very clear in my mind about what you want. Therefore, they become very clear in their mind about what they want too. Yes, Sab. Inner conversations are thought transmissions. Yes. They're very powerful. They're very powerful. Inner conversations, which is why I say are robotic affirming, is conscious. You're consciously affirming something to create a pattern through repetition, because everything in your life is based on patterns and processes. Okay, so you need the repetition while affirming, right? It's creating the repetition to create the pattern that goes in here, the assumption that goes into your subconscious mind. Inner conversations are things you're having naturally. So because of that, it goes right up into your subconscious mind. Because a lot of inner conversations, when you control it, you don't think about it again. Okay, so therefore it goes right into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind takes you at your word. Okay, when we want something specific, then we robotically affirm for that, but you can easily bypass that through inner conversations, 1000%. Because that's where people are getting a lot of movement, because they're like, oh, I'm going to do what up, son? I'm going to do inner conversations. Oh, getting lots of movement. Of course you are. Of course you are. Because that's how this works. I'm telling you, you guys keep trying to think about the how or focus on the time. Dude, fuck all that. Fuck all of that. Because they could wake up tomorrow a whole nother person. A whole nother fucking person. They could tell you one thing today and wake up tomorrow and tell you something totally different, as if they never said that shit. We've had that happen. I've had that happen in my own life. And then I had somebody else. That's why I said you need to be careful about what you say and how you say it. Okay? How you're saying it. Because I've had certain things show up, but wrong, if that makes sense, because I wasn't careful about how I said it. Or you're creating unnecessary circumstances without realizing what you're doing, because you're justifying certain things. You're justifying behavior. Okay? You're doing all of that. You're creating unnecessary circumstances. Ask me how I know that shit. Okay? Because you justify their behavior. based on things that they've told you. So now you hold on to that excuse and you make that as an excuse, and then that becomes true. That becomes true, even though it's not what you want. Even though it's not what you want at all. So you have to stop viewing things as an issue. Stop viewing things as an issue. Because there's something came up, and I know I created it. I create everything, right? And so it was within a second. It was like super quick, right? It's one of those where, as you guys say, it seemed like it was out of the blue. But it wasn't, because everything for me is feedback. It doesn't matter who it's coming from. It doesn't matter who it's coming from. And so everything to me was feedback. And so I had created unnecessary circumstances that I wasn't aware that I was doing at the current second. Or I thought that I was focused on one part, right? I was focused on one part, but I didn't realize, again, through inner conversations, that I was saying something against it, or that I was creating a problem in what I was focused on, is that I was creating an unnecessary circumstance without realizing that I was doing that until it came full circle. And then I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh shit. So the good thing is because I'm good at this shit, I can undo anything, and it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter at all. You can get your entire family to completely love your boyfriend, even if they hate him. Yeah, sad, but it would be like, exactly. That's exactly how it would be. But instead, it's SP is so in love with me. He shows me that every single day, right? Or SP is so in love with me, he'll do anything to be with me right now. SP is so in love with me, he wants to marry me right now, right? It's backed with an action. It's backed with an action. So that's how it works. All right, but how to handle manifesting for contact. I get messages on my phone and think it's him, but it's not him. Well, okay, Ellen. So there's nothing wrong with you getting a text and you think it's him, right? That's good. That's good. However, what's not good is your reaction when you find out it's not him. I already know there's a reaction after that. Okay. And it's not necessarily like it's in your thought space. So it's like you get a message, right? And you're like, this is SP. And you get excited. Then you open it up. You're like, it's my fucking mom. Oh, I really thought I was going to get a text from him. I really thought that was him texting me, but it wasn't. That's an inner conversation. Instead, your subconscious mind does not know who's texting you. It doesn't know that. It only knows what you tell yourself. So it doesn't have eyes. Like, your subconscious mind doesn't have eyes. It doesn't know what you're looking at all. So because of that, Miranda, it had no idea what you saw on social media until you decided to tell yourself what you saw. Okay. So same thing with you, Ellen, is it would be something like you get a ping on your phone and you're like, oh, hell yeah. And then you open it up. It could be your whole ass mom. And you're like, got a text. SP totally just texted me. My boyfriend totally just texted me. He texts me all day, every day. Okay, he's always calling and texting me. Always. Every single day we talk. Right? Things like that is what I would say. I've told you guys to do this if you're in no contact, is every ping that comes to that fucking phone, every text you get, I don't care if you get 55 text messages a day from mama. No, you didn't. You got 55 text messages today from your boyfriend, from your girlfriend, from your husband, from your wife. That's who you got text messages from. All day, every day. Why wouldn't they text me? This is a confidence level you need to have within yourself, where you should not stress out over it. Don't stress out over it. For what? What's there to worry? What the fuck is there to worry about if you already know how this plays out? Me and him together. Me and her together. What's there to worry about? I don't need to worry about shit. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to have. And so sometimes you hit little snags in the road. So what? So what? I still don't need to react.